Hello, Feuzion. My name is Alex Feuzion, the host of Feuzion News. Today is January 30th, 2017, and we have a very big show planned out for you right now. I am on the phone with Angelo Gomez. He is running for mayor this year for Henderson, Nevada. So, Mr. Gomez, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very good. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Yeah, no problem, anytime. And you actually served on the board of advisors for the Latinos with Trump. That was an official outreach program with the Trump campaign during the primaries. So, Mr. Gomez, what was that like working with the president now, Mr. Donald Trump?
It was just amazing seeing not only working with the group, but working with many Americans across the country to promote the truth and Donald Trump's true message and what the American people as a whole wanted for our country. I was able to see us all unite together, and it just felt very surreal being on the forefront of the greatest movement, in my view, of our nation and fighting for our freedom and speaking up for the truth. And it was just very amazing, and we got a lot of backlash from the media and certain people online, but it just made our bond stronger, and it was just a very surreal experience being able to work with Donald Trump, being able to work with Americans to support Donald Trump and promote his real message.
Mm-hmm. Now, you, of course, worked more primary with the Latino vote. Now, Donald Trump came under fire a lot during his campaign, of course, attacking Latino people were claiming that he was. And, what was the hardest part about your job, really trying to get the message out there from your point of view that, Donald Trump is not against you guys and that you really should come out and support him at the polls on November 8th?
So a majority of people, when we explained his message more clearly, different from what the media usually talks about him and only taking like little snippets of his speech, his original announcement speech for when they try to say that he called all Mexicans rapists. People, when we explained to them his policies, what he wanted to do with Latinos, especially concerning the inner cities and education and immigration, that people were really in tune, and especially people my age, they would come up to me and they'd see that I have a Trump shirt on, and when I explained to them his actual policies, they would listen, and at times they would agree. And when it would really get hard, though, is when there was like really radical people on the far left. When I would explain to them his policies and explain why I support him personally, they just wouldn't listen. No matter what fact I would say, they would say, "Oh, he's still a racist," or "No, that's not true." And they would constantly, basically, speak the script that the media puts out.
Now, of course, being on the board of advisors for this Trump campaign, I'm sure that you had, some interaction with Mr. Trump, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I met him probably like 3 or 4 times, especially before I was involved with Latinos with Trump. I was his intern back. I was hired in October 2015 for the campaign in Nevada, and I got to meet him 3 or 4 times, and he's a very nice person. And just meeting, even before he ran for president, I looked at how he, as a businessman, is very focused and very successful, and his political beliefs being straightforward. That meeting him in person and knowing what he was up against, and yet he was still fighting for the American people and fighting for his message, that it was just a very magical experience, I guess I can say, meeting Donald Trump in person.
So, through all those interactions and meeting with President Trump, you have not had one encounter with him where you would say, maybe he is, what, everyone keeps saying he is, or no?
No way. He is probably one of the most I mean, I've met a lot of celebrities, especially with sports, because I used to box, and I've never met anyone like Donald Trump with his fame and his fortune, as humble as he is. And I've met Hillary Clinton, I've met Obama, I've met Bill Clinton and Chelsea Clinton, and the time I met Hillary Clinton, she kissed my hand when I was in elementary school, and she looked right at the cameras and kept on walking. Obama shook my hand, and and he kind of did the same thing, and kept on walking. He didn't really talk to me. But when I met Donald Trump, I was in a room full of very sophisticated people. There was a prominent judge that was in the room from Nevada, and there was also an actor in the room too, and other people that are involved in his campaign. And when I talked to him, he gave me full attention. He looked me in the eyes when I spoke to him, and he gave me respect. And he listened to every single word I said. So he's a very humble person, and I can see why the people in the United States, why we elected him as our president.
Mm-hmm. Well, President Trump is under fire, of course. This past weekend, he signed an executive order that really is a strong firm on immigration at this time, and placing a ban on some 7 countries, of course. And the hashtag Muslim ban has been trending on social media all weekend. So I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on this new executive order that the president signed over the weekend? And what can we see from the future from President Trump with his executive order?
Well, with his executive order, I think it's being taken way out of context. The media is not reporting that the 7 countries that he put a temporary, I think it's a 90 to 120-day ban on, they're not reporting that the Obama administration identified these countries as terrorist nations. And all Donald Trump is trying to do is put the American people first and put the safety of our country first, so we can have a stronger vetting system before we bring these people in. And he's trying to keep our country safe, and people are trying to label it as a Muslim ban, but there's other countries such as Pakistan and Egypt that have a huge Muslim population that aren't in the ban. And he's just trying to work to put our country first and put our needs and our security and the safety of our country first, especially when you look at what's going on in countries like Germany and all over Europe, what the refugees are doing. I don't think that all refugees are bad, but based on what I've seen happening in the Middle East and what the refugees are doing in Europe, that I think that it's very smart of Donald Trump to put this immigration temporary ban through his executive order right now in the time that we're going through right now. I think it's putting our safety first. And in the future, I think that Donald Trump putting his executive order right now and putting the temporary ban that he put out, that for the rest of his administration, I can tell that he's going to put our country first and our needs first, especially when it comes to things like building a wall on our southern border, that he's going to always have the interest of our country and its citizens first. And he just put out, I think he signed an executive order, I don't know exactly when, on a lobbying ban. And that's another issue where I see that Donald Trump definitely has the best interests of our country in mind.
Definitely. And I know you're a very busy man. So before we wrap up this interview tonight, I know, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, you put your bid in for Henderson, Nevada mayor candidate. Of course, this year you're running. So, what can you tell your supporters about why you're running and why they should elect you as a mayor for Henderson, Nevada?
Okay, to know why people should elect me mayor of Henderson, Nevada, they should know what I'm up against and the other candidates that are running. The candidate who people are eyeing to win the race is an extremely establishment candidate. She's a typical politician. She has a lot of special interest donors like banks that have given her over $400,000 for a simple mayor race. And it's the mayor of Henderson is a ceremonial position, so they don't really have any policy power except for vetoing during city council meetings. And the problem that Henderson has is that there's no engagement between the city of Henderson and the residents, that the residents have been completely left behind, and their voice has been drowned by a politician, our current Mayor Hazen, that isn't engaged with the community, and he's made no connection to help students or veterans or anything like that. And why people should vote for me is that I'm not going to be a typical parade-waving, ribbon-cutting mayor. I'm not going to be a politician. I'm going to expand the role of the ceremonial position of mayor here in Henderson, engaging with students. And I have a 5-point plan of what I'd like to do, but the basis of my plan is uniting the community so that we can accomplish more things together, and recognizing the voice of Henderson residents, increasing more meetings with residents and veterans and students, and being an inspiration for students, that I will just be totally engaged, and that my policy as mayor and what I'd like to do as mayor will be mostly governed solely by the people's voice and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Okay, definitely. Where can the fans follow you on Twitter to really stay up to date on your campaign? And hopefully the next time I get to talk to you, I'll be calling you Mayor Gomez, of course, on Feuzion News.
Yeah, definitely. So on my social media, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's all Real Angelo Gomez. My Facebook page is angelorgomez.com. But if you go to my my Facebook is Angelo R. Gomez, and if you go to my website, angelorgomez.com, you'll be able to see all my policies, see what my message is. You'll be able to find a donation tab on there too, and you'll be able to stay up to date and find my other social media links on that website, angelorgomez.com.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Gomez, for coming on my show tonight, and I hope to have you on again in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be happy to come on.
Thank you. I do wish you the best of luck in your campaign for this upcoming season. I hope to have you on, of course, to really get the people in Henderson, Nevada behind you and really vote you in for office. Thank you again for coming on tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Have a nice day.
You too. Okay, Fuse Nation, I just wrapped up that interview with possible mayor for Henderson, Nevada. I'll be back live here on YouTube in about 20 minutes with Matt Harmon, NFL.com reporter. We'll be talking about the Super Bowl, of course, and of course, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view was last night. Why am I not happy with the WWE? And why do I feel the WWE hates their fans? Find out at 7. Thanks for watching the show. I will see you at 7 p.m. Always follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to Feuzion News. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. See you later. Thanks for watching.